So today I understand that I would not get involved in businesses where it really depends on growing the operation. So if I need to
Very
grow
interesting.
amount of people, especially in Dubai, all right? So if I need to keep 100 people to serve 1,000 clients, I would avoid that business, because those 1,000 clients can become 100 clients, and you still have 100 people to feed, right? It happened with the transformation of concierge happened in the same way. We were discussing the property concierge management before, and the way I saw it, in concierge we had a call center, and we had contracts with really famous banks, international banks, and we had a contract with famous local banks. I can't mention their names, the NDAs for 5 years, but luckily Corona happened, because I had to keep the call center in Dubai. I couldn't keep it outside. And I was expecting, when we signed this deal, I was like, now done deal. You work with the bank. You would expect clients would call you on daily basis to book private jets, and it's not, right? you don't know that.
True.
So you would have clients hardly call you once, book me a restaurant, because it's not promoted as an extra thing. It's just additional benefit among the list of other benefits in the bank for bank clients. So yeah, but you had to keep the call center running regardless. We tried different structures to sell it to someone. We even had this like subscription fee, 1,500 per month, and you get your IP phone number, and we would run, we would answer on your behalf, on your company behalf. The amount of operation cost is much higher than the income you get. So yeah, any businesses where majority of businesses failed, where you had to keep a big team.
And based on my understanding, it also sounds like it would fail if it's not a direct fit to the existing customer
Exactly.
base. Because thinking about it also makes sense. Why would you try to open a business and establish a customer base for that business when you already have customers here
Perfect.
with their needs and their budgets ready?
And you know what they want, right?
Exactly, and that's something I think about a lot, especially somewhere in Dubai where, for example, the coffee culture is very popular.
Yes.
Right? It's not uncommon, maybe in a single building, to find around the business centers 2-3 coffee shops in the same building.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, well, yes, there are people who are going there and they're having their coffee, but are these businesses scalable, profitable? How are they doing? Because I just feel like because people see this, they're like, oh, if I open a coffee business, for sure it will do well.
Yeah, there's a lot under it, and I have a good example of a friend of mine, and I know that he's exiting, or maybe he already exited, but he started this, he has a really popular coffee shop, and he offered me an opportunity to invest, and I actually regretted that time that I should have invested, and because when he opened the second one, and then he opened the third one, and it worked with investors' capital very well. When there is an investor who invests, so you're building a community, but it only scales to an X amount of coffee shops, right? So it's not Starbucks. So they have different model. They're not selling coffee, they're selling the culture. Here, you focus a lot on where you bring your coffee, which country, and this and that, and then the environment. Is it Instagrammable? So can you come and take pictures? So there's a lot involved. And then when you, yes, the margin is huge in coffee, right? 100%. Yeah. But if 2 years back we were discussing for us to enter into shares, he offered that time. He said, "Okay, why don't you open Abu Dhabi? You run Abu Dhabi." And then I start putting the numbers together, and I think, okay, can I really generate traffic to this coffee shop from my existing clientele? Or no, I have to grow another clientele base. I have to develop the marketing. I have to develop new clients. So it doesn't really fit right. Maybe it's a great business. I mean, but I know that he sold one place and he converted to now a sushi place. So F&B, he carries on an F&B because he has clients for F&B. Anything new he presents will feed there. So that's his ecosystem. I don't have that ecosystem, right? I know I have clients who eats and drinks coffee, right? But it just doesn't benefit other companies, right? my marketing agency won't come to that coffee shop, right, and have a corporate discount, right, so something. So we look for businesses to feed in and benefit each other. Yeah.
You're very honest about your strengths and weaknesses,
Oh yeah.
and I feel like it was through a lot of lessons and mistakes that you went through, and you said, okay, even if I'm making money, because I remember you told me you made a lot of money and then you lost a lot of money, and then you.
Yeah,
So
it's constant roller coaster.
but what I like about it is this: it's not a superhero, Superman mentality. I can do anything. I can start a business or plants and what. You're very selective.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about some of your. Let's focus first on the mistakes.
Yeah.
Some of the mistakes that you've made after you first made proper money.
Oh yes.
As an individual.
So, as an individual, the first mistake I did, and I talk about it a lot. If you remember Blackberries, so they had the BM messengers. So I posted there in the status. I said, "Finally, my first $1 million." That was my first mistake because I like after I think 6 months. Nana, zero, nothing. So I thought $1 million is a lot of money. But if you don't know how to use it and if you don't know how to control it, you would just lose it really, 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 really
How
fast.
did you lose your first $1 million?
Well, it was wrong investments. It was a limo company. I bought a limo company. And of course, I couldn't sustain it. I had a garage business. I thought like cars linked to garage, it should work out. So $1 million is 3.6 million dirham. We know that it's not really a huge amount of money, but it was big for me, when it's just started. I failed a lot in hiring process. I'm the worst person. I see talents, I see people, but I spoil it by building really close relationship. And then they lose the barrier, they lose so then I can't really say, oh, why didn't you do it? I was just a super nice guy, and then suddenly I have to give warnings and this and that. So my mistakes in running businesses were at the beginning I never hired an accountant. I thought like, why? Who needs an accountant?
I'll do the math.
Yeah, I'll just do Excel. It was always Excel, come in, out. If the balance in my pocket and the balance in Excel is the same, good. So no savings, nothing, no planning ahead. So I also got into businesses which I have no clue. It was the heavy machinery, spare parts. I was sending spare parts to Uzbekistan, and I thought like I cracked the deal. Like I found the structure where you can avoid the main distributors. It was Caterpillar, Volvo, and Mercedes. So I was getting involved in businesses which I thought as really profitable, because when somebody presents you and then you see ROI and you think, I had even the pest control company, and it ended up with me and my partner going just like Studio 500 around 1 bedroom, 1,000, and you do it with. And you feel like, what? Like, how did it happen? When you started the business and you thought like you fancy concierge service company, like you always at the 5-star hotels, and you end up like living in Sharjah, going to international city to do pest control and to get this 500 and spend it.